I'm not lying. You can actually get free land, and it's easier than getting food stamps, Section 8, or any kind of government assistance that has ever existed in New York City. It's honestly the most amazing program, the best kept secret in New York City that you need to learn about right now. So stay tuned. Do you love it? What are you wearing and why? It's not your turn. I thought I made that perfectly clear.
Well, I thought it was my turn. I was pretty sure, and I know that we talked about me making a video about me reading The Little Red Head and encouraging to read to your children, and also encouraging them to basically keep going even if they don't get help.
I thought I made it perfectly clear it's not your turn.
When is it my turn?
Not this week.
But I spent the whole week
Oh my God, stop being annoying already.
helping you with all of the organization that you wanted to do upstairs and in the drawers and all that. When is it my turn?
I told you already, this week is about free land, the garden, and how we discovered it. Please.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Why can't I just do my video first and then you can do your video?
Because free land is the next video, or things won't make any sense to our subscribers. We can't just start picking strawberries before we open the gates.
You know what? If you don't do the video that I want to do, I'm going to go over there and get ADD, and she and I are going to have a party, and you're going to be gone for a while.
Oh, you're threatening now? How about me and Control Freak start popping these little pills over here, and we just get rid of both of you guys and give you a nap? How about that?
You know that isn't good for any of us if you do that, so don't do it. Don't do it. Let's just agree that we will compromise.
Like what? What could we possibly agree on?
Okay, the compromise is that I get to do our hair for the video, and then it's my turn, and I want to be the little red hen when we're done.
Fine, nothing crazy.
Deal.
Deal. Okay, she said nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. What is not crazy? Nothing crazy. I know just the thing. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to need to do this. Okay. She said nothing crazy, so we're gonna keep it cute, okay? Keep it cute because nothing crazy. I don't want to upset her. Hold on. I'm gonna need some of these, and I'm gonna need some of these. Okay. Oh no. First thing we need to do is get rid of this lipstick. Hold on. We need to... Much better. Oh yeah. Much better. Love it. Okay, now I gotta go change our clothes before she comes back. Okay. Think she's gonna like it? I think she's gonna like it. All right, I'm gonna change my clothes and we'll be back. Okay, sorry. I lost myself there for a second. All right, guys, so hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Asha Velez, if you don't already know me. And today we're going to be talking about how you can get free land in New York City. That's right, you heard me correctly. There isn't any wax in your ears. I definitely said free land in New York City. Now, I know the habit in New York City is that you really can't get shit for free here, but the reality is that's a lie. Because getting free land in New York City is easier than getting food stamps. And I'm not lying. So stay tuned as I explain to you how this happened, how I discovered it, and how you too could be benefiting from this thing and basically offsetting your entire grocery bill. Because the reality is, if you went grocery shopping before COVID and you go grocery shopping now, you're probably noticing a huge difference in that bill. Am I right? I used to shop for a family of 4 and I still do, and the bill went from like $250 to $450. And I'm not shopping anywhere special. You know what I mean. Special. So stay tuned and I'm going to tell you how you can get free land in New York City. so sorry that this video didn't come any sooner, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because while I would love to give you this video like every Sunday or every Monday or every Friday or every Wednesday, I actually haven't decided what day, I sometimes get a little bit overwhelmed and I forget to make a video, or I just don't know how to make the video when I would like to make the video. So hit subscribe and then hit that little bell that will basically notify you whenever I make a video, so you won't miss a beat. Also, make sure that you like the video because it really helps me. It also encourages me a lot. Like, I really love it when I see like a little like, it gets me excited. Anyway, so back in March when we were all sent to quarantine, I was, I went through all the stages that everybody went through. I was just like, hey, when are we gonna have this Zoom meeting? I got my tequila ready. Oh no, we're not doing tequila? That's okay, I got this. How about one of these? Come on, let's go. I got the rum ready. Let's get it going. Let's get this party going. I'm so excited to be home. Oh, you don't like Bacardi? Oh, you a wino? It's okay. I got wine too. Let's do this. Come on. Wine and Dunkin' Donuts. Let's do this. I'm ready. That was me in the middle of COVID. Just like everybody else. But then reality hit. Well, I couldn't be drunk the entire time I was in the middle of quarantine. So I decided to take up some hobbies. The first one, which you saw as one of my first videos, was making edibles. And once that got old, I started sewing, which was a part of this channel as well. And I started doing a bunch of other things. But then I had the other stage. So I went through the hobby stage, I went through the organization stage, and then I got to the fear and freaking out stage. I started going to the supermarket and realizing there was no meat on some days, or there was no produce, and heaven forbid if you could find some Oreos in the middle of quarantine. And I started thinking to myself, this is kind of freaky. Like, I've basically spent my entire life giving up my abilities to make food to some unknown being that basically delivers it to the supermarket, and I just eat the food, So I was a little freaked out that I could possibly go through a point where it's not that I don't have enough money, there just isn't enough food. And I started thinking to myself, damn, I don't know how to garden. Like, I kill everything. I kill the hard to kill and the easy to grow, you name it, I kill it. It is what it is. So I started saying, I want to learn how to garden. And of course, social media was listening, as it always does, and it started to send me notifications from an application called Masterclass. And there was a gentleman called Ron Finley. There he is. And I decided that that was one of the most interesting classes to choose from, because there were a lot of gardening classes that were popping up on my Facebook and my Instagram. But something about Ron Finley, I found it to be a little bit different. He was just like dressed down. He didn't seem to have a stick up his you know what. And I decided I'm going to watch this. And I found it very interesting. Ron Finley has a way of teaching you how to garden, and he keeps it super simple and makes it like totally plain English. There are only 10 lessons. They're anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes long, and I actually learned a lot. And so, you know, mind you, I was watching these when I was a little bit, I guess had like a high alcohol blood level. And you know what that does, it gives you some liquid courage. And I was ready to go outside and basically start planting a garden out on an expressway, because Ron Finley was saying he was doing it in a parkway, and he got into some trouble. And you know, nothing says fun like a little social disobedience when you ain't got nothing better to do. So I was ready to go plant a garden on an expressway. And I realized that I probably wasn't in enough trouble with the law already, and so maybe I should just Google to see if some of the programs that Ron Finley was talking about that exist in California might actually exist here, because he pioneered a program in California to basically allow people to use that land that wasn't being used for actually gardening and growing food. So I was like, before I leave my house, let me Google this. And sure enough, after Googling it, I found this program called GreenThumb. Now, GreenThumb sorry. Okay, I'm not drinking yet, but maybe Juan will actually help me say this a little bit slower. But anyway, GreenThumb is actually a subsidiary of the New York City Parks Department. And you know, anything government related, it's probably, all their policies are extremely complicated. And so initially I was a little overwhelmed, and I didn't actually want to delve in because I thought it was going to be hard, and I was like all fearful and stuff. But as the days went on and the supermarkets got more and more empty, I realized, no. This is something I'm going to have to learn how to do, because I just needed something to feel better in the middle of COVID quarantine. And I don't like to stay fearful or afraid for a very long time, and I strongly believe in just like you know, like turning that frown upside down as quickly as you possibly can. Not that that always works, but anyway. So I decided to go back into GreenThumb's website and read the process of joining or getting one of these gardens, because I had never known that these gardens existed, although I've lived in New York my entire life. Now I'm not going to tell you how long that's been because you don't need to know how old I am. But I was just like, what? This has been here for over 50 years? 50 years. In the 1970s, when basically neighborhoods like LES and Harlem were burning down because landlords couldn't afford their taxes, because tenants couldn't afford their rent, the landlords would just go in there and burn them down and get the insurance money and forget about the land. It was like over. So the town, like the city, which was already broke, couldn't afford to maintain all of these empty plots that were basically piling up all over New York City. Well, not piling up, but you get the point. All of these lands that were basically piling up empty, not being taken care of, were basically a burden on the city of New York City, but they didn't care because they didn't have any money anyway. They were on the verge of going broke, which will probably be another video in my YouTube series because I absolutely love New York City history, but we're not going to get too far into that. Point is that a lady by the name of Liz Christie, who lived on Mont Street, I don't freaking know. Mont Street, Manhattan, you know, if you like LES or if you like going to like Houston and, you know, smoking some hookah, not that you really can right now. But she was living in LES and she was fed up with basically seeing her entire neighborhood deteriorate and fall into decay. And with a couple of other neighbors decided to basically form the Green Guerrillas. And what they used to do was they would basically seed bomb, which were like these bags of soil and seeds, and like throw them over fences where the buildings were basically in decay, falling apart, burned, or piles of rubble, and they were beautifying these little neighborhoods. And once they got tired of that, they basically decided to take over East Houston and Bowery. I think that's right. If you can fact check me on that and correct me, just comment below if I'm getting any of this wrong. But basically, Liz Christie and these group of green guerrillas decided to take over a piece of land that wasn't theirs, and within a year they cleaned out all of the rubble, add topsoil, started planting a garden, and took over. They were even winning some of the most popular New York City awards for having the most beautiful garden. And the city took notice. The city was like, oh yeah, you just took some land and you turned it into a beautiful garden. Well, you know what? We want some rent money. And they charged her $1 to basically keep that land. $1 a month. $1 a month. It is more economical now, which is free, than it was when Liz Christie started this program 50 years ago with the partnership of the Parks Department in New York City. And basically this program became something that started happening all over New York City, and people started growing gardens, you know. This is what this woman did. She basically rose the whole neighborhood back up with the gardens that she was growing with GreenThumb. And this program has basically, like I said, been around for over 50 years. And GreenThumb provides people and their communities the opportunity to take over empty lots with permission, of course, and a very short, very easy process where you create a community first. You have to have 10 members or more. Then you fill out bylaws, which is a very simple process because GreenThumb literally sits down with you. You get a coordinator, they sit down with you and your group, and they ask you question by question, there's about 20 questions, what you want your rules and regulations to be for your garden. They even help you fill out the entire application, and the only thing you have to do is lick the stamp out. Lick the stamp and send it to the post office, and that's it. The next part of this video, I will be showing you guys our first trip to the garden because we were finally approved. And I'm going to be taking you guys there to visit this very, very large garden that already has about 13 members. And I want to teach you how you guys can have this, or for that matter, how you can visit these gardens and actually help and perhaps get your own free food and enjoy a public space that is actually yours and that you basically get to structure and maintain, and you get to grow your own free food and have your own events, and it's just an amazing experience. So stay tuned, watch me as I take you guys through this garden from the ground up, because right now it's basically disheveled and it's gonna take some work to get it back to get it back to all the glory that it originally had, because it was abandoned actually. The problem with these gardens is a lot of people don't know about them, don't know how they work, they don't understand that they're not just a public park, they're actually a community vested place that allows everyone to basically get what they need out of it. And I think it's really interesting. So I'm going to take you guys to the park, and I'm also going to show you a little bit of the process, because if this is something you want to do for yourself, I strongly advise that you do. In New York City, like I mentioned before, not even the DMV makes it this easy to get yourself something that you're actually, well, I mean, think about it. At the DMV, you're paying for it. When you go to get food stamps, you paid for that in your taxes, honey. And they make it way more complicated. But GreenThumb makes it so easy. It almost makes you feel like you get whiplash when you get the license in the mail and you realize, wow, I actually made this happen. So, I just want to say that I also felt really intimidated and afraid that this just wasn't something that was something I could do, and I don't even know why I felt that way, considering that I used to run an entire restaurant with a lot of employees. So why I was letting myself get like overwhelmed, it's kind of baffling. But anyway, I'm going to take you guys to the garden right now, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when we finally open the gates for the first time with our combination, and I'm going to show you how it started and where we end at the end of the day with just 13 members helping us all out to gut out the entire garden and start fresh. So stay tuned. I'm going to, in the future, also have a GoFundMe page. One of the interesting things about GreenThumb is that they give you 90% of what you need. You need wood? Got it. You need seeds? Got it. You need help? Got it. But they don't give you everything. You probably need a porta potty or something like that, but they get you a discount. They get you a discount. That's right. They get you a discount. Or you can just ask your neighbor, maybe, if they want to let you in their house to use the bathroom. I don't know if that's possible. But the point is that GreenThumb not only helps you build a community, because they will send out messages to your community board. They help you with the license. They help you with materials and seeds. They educate you. The website has free seminars that you can watch about grafting trees, about propagating, about seeding, about what to plant this time of the year. They literally walk you through everything. And if you have trouble, you have your own coordinator, which is kind of like a social worker, I guess you could say, that's there to help you step by step through the entire process. It's honestly the most amazing program, the best kept secret in New York City that you need to learn about right now. Anyway, where was I? I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. We will be creating a GoFundMe page for special things like maybe solar lights or an irrigation system, or I don't know. Actually don't know a lot about gardening, but I'm going to be learning, and I can't wait to see it grow and thrive, and I want to be able to teach people how to do this, as well as a bunch of other stuff. My channel isn't just going to be about gardening. It's also going to be about becoming a little more like less wasteful and a bunch of other stuff, but I don't want to bore you with all that. I think that's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope that I see you join the garden, or maybe even donate to this beautiful community, this beautiful community resource that I will be growing with a bunch of other members. Just stay tuned as I teach you guys how to do all of these things, and have a great night. Ciao, bacalao.